baggage from last year into this year. So now we're like, this year is going to be another year. And I'll tell you how you know if you are going the right way. I can tell you how you know if you're headed the right direction. If you wake up excited to go to work, excited to do what you do, then you have found the right thing. If you wake up and you realize that you're not excited about what you're doing today and it's not helping you get where you want to go, so check that out. You can't wake up tomorrow and necessarily love every aspect of every job you're ever going to have. But if you don't feel like your current job is getting you closer to where you want to go, then maybe today is the show that you need to hear, because we have an executive recruiter on the show who helps people just like you get connected with their dream job. Also, if you're an employer and you don't wake up excited to see the members of your team because they make you crazy, maybe you should be listening to today's show, because Stacy Purcell can help you find the right people to bring on your team. But it's all about creating freedom for you in 2017, financial freedom and time freedom in your life. That's what we're all about today. And I could not be more excited to have our special guest on the show today, Miss Stacy Purcell, and we have Mr. Tim Redmond on the show. So Stacy, let's get back into it here. This next concept is hire high integrity people. We just talked about the word integer. Means undivisible. It's a number. Tim, what's an example of like an integer? You know, if I'm listening right now, I'm going, I don't know what an integer is. What's a number that's an integer?
A whole number would be like the number 2.
Okay. Making sense. Okay. So, Tim, when you see a thriver, when you meet somebody out there who wants to be successful as an entrepreneur, and they continue to hire people that don't have high integrity, what begins to happen in their organization? I mean, it's almost super predictable. It happens every time.
Well, I tell you, it's somebody with bad characters like yeast in bread. It spreads everywhere and just causes it to explode.
Oh, not good. Not good. I want to ask you this, Stacy. I mean, when you say hire high integrity people, what do you mean by that?
Well, employers have to hire people that, Clay, I know that you're really good at this in your company. You know, hire people that have the same values that you do, people that are going to be honest, honorable people, because for certain jobs, now not every job, some jobs require maybe a doctorate degree or a master's degree, but if you're looking at a pool of candidates and there's somebody that has integrity and somebody that doesn't, and the person that doesn't have integrity may not have the same level of skills as the person that does have integrity, wouldn't you want to hire the person with high integrity and then train them on the skills versus hiring the person that's not honorable, and then it'd be a disaster like the yeast story.
Well, I want to share an example, Thrivers, of integrity getting real for a second about integrity, because this is something that I think if you get this wrong, I think I've messed up on today's training. And to start off with a notable quotable from Warren Buffett, he says, "Someone once said that in looking for people to hire, you look for 3 qualities: integrity, intelligence." He says you look for 3 qualities: integrity, intelligence, and energy. And if you don't have the first one, the other 2 will kill you. You think about it, it's true. If you hire somebody without integrity, you'll really want them to be dumb and lazy. That's Warren Buffett, all right? So here is what I have discovered. And people come into my office all the time. If you come to the Thrive15 workshops, you get to come into our office, okay? It's kind of the Disneyland of entrepreneurship. You're surrounded by encouraging words, notable quotables, mystic statistics. I mean, it's entrepreneurship. You can just feel the entrepreneurship oozing out of this place. I mean, Dr. Z and I own many different companies, and you can just feel the entrepreneurship all around us. And when you come in, you'll notice I have an American flag and I have an Israeli flag. And it's because that anybody who's not pro-Israel is not a friend of mine. And I realize that if you're listening to this show and you're not pro-Israel, then you can change the station. And I would invite you to do so if it gets intolerable for you. But the thing is that I am pro-Israel and I'm pro-America. And you'll also notice I have 5 kids, and I don't apologize that I homeschool. Why? Because I think the school system's terrible, statistically. If you just look at the math. Now, I'm not an apologist for our education system. And if you send your kids to public schools because you think it's the right choice for them, that's fine. And we don't have to agree on things. But I'm so passionate about homeschooling. Not only did I decide to homeschool our kids, but then I found the best teacher that I could find in public schools, who was the former teacher of the year, and we hired her to work just with our kids. So I'm just telling you, Thrivers, I'm passionate about those values, and I'm not going to tell you anything different, whether we're face-to-face or whether we're on the radio show. It's the same thing. Now, the thing about integrity, it's threatening to people. It's alarming to people when you're 100% transparent about your worldview. So here's what happens is you interview a candidate and they say to you things like this. This is how the interview goes. You say this. Tell me if this sounds familiar. So what's your biggest weakness, Craig? And Craig goes, well, basically my biggest weakness is when I find that like I'm an overachiever, and a lot of times it creates jealousy in the office, And so like I just left my last job because like I was overachieving so much that other people got jealous. And then the employer, who is also not being candid, goes, oh, that's interesting. Wow. Okay, well, let's talk. And then they hire this person. And now they have a false pretense. Greg has lied on his resume, and you have lied to him, telling him that he's a good candidate. And now the games begin. And then every day he cheats on his hours by 10%. He turns in false hours, and you try to undercut him on pay. And it goes round and round and round and round. So you've got to stop the madness and be high integrity. And if you want to put up a Palestinian movement flag in your office because that's how the way you feel, then do it. But just don't create a culture where there's false kindness, there's lack of candor. And I see this all the time. And I want to ask you this, Stacy. If you could say, if someone's listening right now and they are in a cycle of continuing to hire high-skilled people without integrity, what would be your encouragement for the person who continues to hire high-skill, low-integrity people?
I would just say stop and look at what you're doing. Think about what you're doing. Has it been working for you? Has it not been working for you? And if you want to change the pattern, stop and start focusing on hiring people that have the same values that you have. Look for people that have integrity. Did you know that employers, when they have a skill set of requirements that the person needs to have in order to be hired, employers will hire people that only have 80% of those skills in a lot of cases. And I've seen many situations where the most qualified person did not necessarily get hired, but the person with the best attitude, the person that their values lined up, they were a better cultural fit within the organization, got hired over somebody that maybe was a little more qualified or had more experience.
Now, you are a source of wisdom, and if people want to get in touch with you, what is your website?
ThePurcellGroup.com. It's ThePursell Group.com.
Now, Tim, you coach a lot of businesses all over the country, people that need a lot of help growing their business. A lot of people who have a big business and they need to grow it. It's kind of stuck. They can't seem to unlock the growth. Yep. What's your website? How can people get in touch with you?
It's Redmond Growth, so it's REDMOND. Growth, GROWTH.com, RedmondGrowth.com.
Now, Thrivers, we're not going to get into it today for the sake of time, but I will tell you just a kind of a little taste of it here. In our 2-day in-person workshops, we teach sales, and one of the things we teach in our sales training is this thing called the law of credibility, where you should never say anything that is not true. So every time you say something while doing a sales presentation, you should support it with a fact. So I'm going to do a little sales move with you, Thrivers, right now. So here we go. Our Thrive workshops, our 2-day workshops, are the best business workshop on the planet. Fact. I say that's my opinion. Now, the fact is Google Thrive15 workshops. Go read some reviews, okay? And they are the most affordable workshops on the planet. That's my opinion, but a fact. Go ahead and look up the Tony Robbins workshops. How much are those? $1,000 to $3,000. What about Robert Kiyosaki? $500. What about the Maui Mastermind? $30,000. Go read their reviews. Oh, not very good, are they? So the thing is, we are the best, and we are the most affordable. Now, the third is that we will not upsell you anything. That's your opinion, right? Well, a fact, go watch the video reviews from great Tulsans. You'll probably know some of the people you'll see in the videos talking about how we didn't try to upsell them anything. And you know why? Because we're sowing seeds into your life. And we believe with our scholarship program that now makes it affordable for everybody, we can help Tulsa's entrepreneurs, the world's entrepreneurs, become the most successful they can be. Tim, why are you so passionate about helping our Thrivers succeed in the game of business?
Oh, it is so fun to see their business begin to be the vehicle that brings them to fulfill their dreams and fulfill their purpose. It really, businesses, I look at business as this huge expression of creative compassion to serve other people. But when you're serving other people, your business begins to serve you in a powerful way.
Thrivers, I'm telling you what, I love to be able to serve these great business owners. Check out a few of them. Go ahead and Google Barbie Cookies. Check out Barbie Cookies. We have a chance to serve them. Go ahead and Google
I had Barbie's cookies today. Awesome.
Game Changers. Make sure you Google Fine Folk Pizza. These guys are in Florida. Why don't you Google UPS? I've worked with them. Why don't you Google O'Reilly Auto Parts? I've worked with them. Hewlett Packard. Either way, Thrivers, we've worked with all these big companies. We want to work with you. Begin your journey. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go to thrivetimeshow.com and purchase those final 2 tickets. We will see you there. As always, 3, 2, 1, boom!
Boom.